Well, hello there, it's Beards and Bangers, and today I'm back in Derrick, the BMW 330 Ci. So it's now a couple of months since I got Derrick, and I haven't really driven in that much because I bought him with some problems. So we'll have a little bit of a drive up to the unit and I'll tell you what they were, or remind you what they were if you're a returning viewer. And if you are a returning viewer but you don't subscribe, then please do hit that subscribe button and bell notification, because then you'll get told when videos like this are uploaded, and it helps keep the channel growing, which is greatly appreciated. So Derrick, yeah, bought him from a chap in northwest London. I think it was end of April, maybe a little bit before then, can't remember exactly. I do lose track of time because time seems to move very quickly. Let's get around this roundabout. And yeah, he had engine management light on, he had airbag light on, there was no record of a recent service, so we needed to do a few jobs to him. So drove him back, got him to AJF pretty quickly. So they done an oil, their usual sort of service, so very, very thorough. Oil change with flush, injector and various other treatments, spark plugs. They didn't do the gearbox oil because you need a special BMW branded oil for that, which is probably just a normal oil with a BMW badge on that they can charge more money for. But we'll call that one quits there. But there was this engine management light which they couldn't get out, so they kept clearing it, but that didn't work. So essentially what this car's been doing is it's been very, very lumpy at idle. So it sounds like it's misfiring, and it was misfiring. The diagnostics was reporting a misfire on all 6 cylinders, because don't forget, this is a straight 6 petrol car. It's the slowest going round a roundabout. My goodness me. S-Class Mercedes going really slowly. That is unreal. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, so Adrian said to me, Rob, get it to a BMW specialist, you know, get it someone who specialises in those cars. Obviously AJF, they're fantastic. I know I don't go to any other garages, so it was like, right, okay, fair enough, that's what you recommend. That's what I did. So I took it to DM Works in Stoke Mandeville, which, as you know, or as many of you know, is near Aylesbury, and they plugged it in. They've got the special BMW diagnostics. Yeah, I'll show you what they diagnosed and what they fixed when we get to the unit. But I've collected him this afternoon. I've put some fresh fuel in him. He had a quarter of a tank left that's been sitting in him for 2 months. So I was fairly near a Shell garage. So 50 quid's worth of V-Power, 165p per litre, just to top him up. That took him to 3/4 of a tank, so that's not too bad. And yeah, gave him about a 10-20 mile drive, and it was fun. This thing is now, I can't drive quickly at the moment and let you hear the engine roaring because I'm on the outskirts of Aylesbury. It's 5:30, so it's a bit chocker, but we'll do more videos on this car. You're going to see more exterior driving sequences of this car, so I'm not too worried about not showing you that right now, because there's going to be content on this car. Young Simon's going to come, and Simon from Smashing Pistons, do check that channel out. He's going to come and help me just get the bodywork looking a bit presentable. So really we're going to do a temporary fix on the body, and I'll show you what we're going to do in a little while. So yeah, but really now it's running nice. It really is driving beautifully. It's yeah, it's got, I mean, it was putting out power with the misfire and with this issue, which I'll show you. I want to show you under the bonnet so you can really appreciate it. But it's now got power. It sounds even better. It is really nice. If this S-Class wasn't still in front of me, I would open him up a little bit so you could hear him properly. But yeah, he just sounds really sweet, smooth, silky, like a straight six should. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy indeed. So we've got a little bit of open road in front of us now, so I can give him a bit of a rev up. And that really does pick up very nice now. That's transformed it. It's been a long time since I've driven a straight six, and it just picks up so nicely, but it's smooth. It's not like whoa, it's just a lovely whoa surge of power. And obviously, yeah, this car's done 159,000 miles, so it's probably lost a few of its 230 horses along the way, but jeepers, it is smooth. It is really nice. So I'm really keen now to get the gearbox oil changed, because that's something that does need doing. So whether I get AGF to, whether I get DM Works to do that, I don't know, but that certainly does need doing, because we want to preserve this lovely 6-speed manual box that Derek has got. Mark II Escort has driven past rather noisily, which sounded rather nice. So we'll get to the unit, and then we'll have a bit more of a walk around and a chat then, and just remind you of Derek, and we'll also talk about what's just been done to him and what's going to happen next, because it's always nice to have these plans laid down. And making these videos, it helps me remember as well, because I have these ideas and then don't write down or record it and forget, and then I go, oh, what did I think of for that car? And then so it's better. So let's get to the unit. Up at the unit now. The weather's gone really nice. It's yeah, it's really good actually. I'll turn around, get in the sun, because yeah, you don't want to see a darkened version of me. Yeah, so Austin's just been out, and I've just seen that clip. He came back with a massive smile on his face, so that's good. So yeah, what did happen? As a reminder, here's there's a reason this car's called Derek. So I'm not copying Project Nigel. It is because the last 3 letters of the registration are FBD, and when I booked this car in at AGF for the first time, I phonetically spelt the registration, but I said Fat Bastard Derek rather than Foxtrot Bravo Delta. Just one of those silly things that I do. So the full name of this car is Fat Bastard Derek. But yeah, moving back. So here he is. We'll have a little look around the outside to remind us what we got to do. So I've got some new alloy wheels. I'll show you those another time, because they do need a refurb, as do these ones. So the plan is to put the new alloys on, but get it refurbed first. We've got a bit of crustiness here, which you can hopefully see. I don't know how well the GoPro picks these things up. So young Simon from Smashing Pistons is going to come down and help me sort that out. We've got this pretty bad repair on this wing here, so I'm realistic. I know that at some point I'm going to have to get new panels and get some new metal in here. That's fine. You can actually get the panels for these cars. They are relatively cheap compared to a lot of other BMW parts. But for now, we're going to get the car presentable so I can enjoy it for the rest of the summer, hopefully. Yeah, need to do things like this at some point. We've got a bit of crustiness around here as well. The arches do go on these, well, 20-odd-year-old cars. Arches go on a lot of 20-odd-year-old cars, so we're just going to do a temporary fix on the bodywork and then obviously get some good metal in there at some point in the future, but I'll put that off as long as I can. So what's happened under the bonnet? So as I said earlier in the video, aside from AJF doing a full service apart from the gearbox oil, I took it to DM Works yesterday and they got the job done really quickly. So down here somewhere, I can't quite see it, you've got an oil catch canister with a positive crankcase ventilation hose going into it, of course, and that hose was split. So the mass airflow sensor here was wondering what was going on because there was too much air coming in, or uncontrolled air. Yeah, so 20 quid parts, hours labour. I've got quite a cheap fix that has got all the lights on the dashboard out. So if you remember, we had engine management light or check engine, EML, we had a warning symbol, plus it was for some reason throwing on the, I'll turn you back around again, for some reason it was throwing on the traction control warning light as well. They've all gone out. They've all gone out apart from the airbag light. So he did clear the airbag light, but that has come back on again. So that's an electrical issue. It's not something you can code out. You can turn it off, but it's going to come back on again. So that's on. That doesn't affect how the car drives. The other issue did, because it was misfiring, it was lumpy, it was horrible. But now it's got some serious power. It's really nice. You've just seen Austin driving it, you've seen me driving it. Really, really enjoyable. It was thoroughly good. So that's good news. Obviously, there's more stuff to be done. We'll have to go back and get the gearbox oil done at some point. They're expensive gearboxes. It's a manual. I want to preserve it. Let's just get it done. It's not going to cost that much money in the grand scheme of things. It's got to be done. What else has got to be done? So bodywork, airbag, we'll have to investigate that further. That'll be an AJF job, or it'll be done up here. Not quite sure yet. We'll scratch our heads on that one a little bit. Yeah, yeah, enjoy it for the summer. I'm really pleased the car's now, you know, drivable. I'm not quite so nervous about taking it. Well, I did drive it 45-50 miles home when I got it with all those lights on. The traction control does work because one of the bends around the corner here is pretty tight and pretty gravelly, and yeah, I threw it round it on the way up here and the traction control worked. So that's happy days. That's another positive thing, the traction control actually works. But yeah, here's that lovely straight six engine, isn't that great? So we just shut that down again, have a proper look at Derek in the sunlight. There we are. There we are. What a lovely thing. Need to get to grips with the radio. I just noticed it has got an internal microphone, so I can use my phone in there, but I don't really understand the radio. Question for the aficionados. I thought these came with a centre armrest. This one hasn't got one. There's nowhere obvious where one would fit. So if anyone knows where a centre armrest would go, or whether it should, if it shouldn't have one, that's fine. But I actually would quite like one because it is a very comfortable car to drive. That's the thing I've noticed about this car. It's not just comfortable, it's fast. So often you get fast and without the comfort, or certainly you do with MG Rover stuff. And I'm not knocking MG Rover stuff, but that's how it feels. But yeah, it's great. I'm enjoying it. It's really good. I've got a smile on my face. I've had a really long week at work, and I thought, I'll just sit at home tonight, watch the football and have a couple of beers and chill out. But because this was fixed, it got me out of the house, and that's good. So thank you for watching. I've already said like, I've already said subscribe and hit the bell notification. Make sure you do that. Don't forget to like, drop a comment down below. Tell me any thoughts on this car, any feedback. It's always greatly appreciated, and I'll see you again very soon on the next episode of Beards and Bangers. Goodbye.